everybody, Tony Busby with Great Florida of Lake Nona and Great Florida of Hunters Creek. So today I want to talk to you guys about the NFIP, the National Flood Insurance Program. And what that really means is if your municipality, county, wherever you live, if that specific area is a participant of the NFIP, then you're going to have some options for the National Flood Program. So, a couple things to take away is the National Flood Insurance Program does have limited values. So, not meaning value as in the value that a cookie would have, but as in value that, your property coverage for the dwelling, coverage A, can, for a 1 through 4 dwelling house, single family home or a quadplex, the maximum is $250,000. Now, when you start talking about condos and stuff, then it goes to per unit, so it's up to $250,000 per unit, and then there's other kinds of federal surcharges and stuff that, kind of jumps in there, but that's more of getting too far into the basics, which is what I like to try to talk about. Is I try to bring you guys basic, general, easy to understand information so that a kindergartner would be able to get it. So your coverage A is your dwelling, your coverage B is your personal property. So both of those have caps. Your coverage A, like I said, for a single family home is $250,000. Your coverage B, which is your personal property, is going to max out at $100,000. Excuse me, I am getting over a little cold. So, but there's a lot of different caveats that you should know about. Like, for instance, what is a flood? A flood is a temporary event that comes from rain runoff. It affects more than 2 properties, or if it's a single property, affects more than a 2-acre area of that property, and basically does damage to the dwelling and your property with water that comes up and comes back down. Kind of like tidal surge. Tidal surge is probably the best example because when a hurricane comes through, especially Florida, you're going to have that pressure pushing that water down and up and into your habitable areas, especially on barrier islands. So that's very important to understand. One of the other things I want to talk to you about this morning, and I'm actually going to switch to my computer screen and actually show you what one of the big things that people don't realize is what is a basement. And even if you think you don't have a basement in Florida, you might actually have what they consider to be a basement, which has no coverage for anything except for things that are permanently fixed. Take your house, flip it upside down, shake it out, and that's whatever's left is what is covered in a basement area. So light sockets, washer and dryers are allowed to be covered in a basement area. Now, Florida doesn't have a lot of basements, so it would seem. But moving over to my next page here, this is what we call a sunken-in living room. So with a sunken living room, you look at that, or you come down and you look at this one with this pretty little fireplace that's dangling, or even this one, you can see that the sunken part of the living room is below ground level. If all 4 sides are below ground level, it is technically a basement. So if a flood were to come in and destroy this table, this throw rug, any of these cushions, these wooden stairs here on this one, you would not have coverage on those items. So it's very important, if you have a sunken living room, when a flood event is predicted to happen, get your stuff out of that area and put it above ground level. So that way you can have coverage. So, like I said, this was going to be short. It was just going to be a couple keynotes, and I got this literally from the Savvy Heart Design and Inspiration 5 Sunken Living Rooms that'll make you love this modern trend. So that is the site I got it from. Very cool pictures, you know, great information. I mean, they even have these, you know, credited to the right people. Miguel Angel, I can't pronounce that last name, I apologize. And, you know, so each picture that designed via, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, very important things to realize and recognize. So, if you have a basement or a sunken living room, that is constituted as a basement. Also, children's toys that may be outside, bring them inside, because if they're outside, they are not covered by your flood policy. So, just some things to take away. I know hurricane season is coming up. I'll do a couple more videos as we get closer to it about flooding and tidal surge. So, thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a fabulous day.